Let's get it in at $1.5 to $2 million. And for me, this is probably the biggest surprise of any suburb being $1.5 to $2 million, because in my opinion, it just shouldn't be that cheap. But the suburb I'm giving is Port Melbourne. So look, this suburb alone, it's about 1.6 million. So it's actually funny enough, even on the lower end of that guide I'm giving. But Port Melbourne is literally just south of that Melbourne CBD. It's like 2 to 3 Ks from the CBD, which is just incredible. And it is next to Albert Park. And look, literally by probably one of the nicer beaches of the sort of CBD region of Melbourne, probably more quiet as well. But if you look at the location, you can see just even the ferry dock there, the waterfront kind of village there, quite good cafes there now too. Look, funny thing about Port Melbourne is as well, Port Melbourne was actually one of your original, probably nicer public housing estates in Melbourne. So I actually looked at a property along Olympic Boulevard there recently, and you could see the water from the front doorstep. And about 40 years ago or so, it was a public housing home, but sold off. And if you're looking at that in Sydney, it would literally be, I kid you not, at least like $6 million, like the same property. So, if you've got that budget and you're looking for somewhere that, will be $4 million in 10 years or maybe 3.5 or more, should I say. Port Melbourne's such a good suburb to consider. So definitely consider that if you got $1.5 to $2 million. Just such an incredible buy. Another suburb I'd like everyone to consider here is Caulfield. So look, I'm a fan of the races, so I like Caulfield for the races alone, but let's not get into my bias of the races. But look, it's probably best known obviously for the famous racetrack there and everything like that. But look, the thing about Caulfield is it's kind of ideally situated between both the Bayside and the eastern suburbs. So the easiest way to describe that for people is that the eastern suburbs are your old money and your sort of Bayside's your new money. So probably aside from Brighton and your Chiracs, but Chiracs not really Bayside, but Brighton is. But it happens to be next to all of them. But anyway, Caulfield has also been close to both the Bayside and the eastern suburbs. It's exceptionally close to very good schools, and by schools I actually mean your top end private schools. So Scotch College is one, Melbourne Grammar, Melbourne Girls, St Catherine's is another. There's plenty of others as well that are in the area. Camberwell's one, for example. Caulfield Grammar's there too, if you want to know one in the suburbs. So look, it's close to all of them. You're never going to go wrong buying somewhere like Caulfield. It is literally one of Melbourne's best suburbs. Look, it is close to the $2 million mark. It's about 1.8, more expensive than Port Melbourne, unbelievably, but still, you're never going to go wrong. A very strong Jewish population in this kind of area too, and they generally don't like selling their homes. So you often won't find many homes for sale, especially in the better streets. But if you can, my suggestion is buy it and never sell it. So definitely consider Caulfield for $1.5 to $2 million.